Hello everyone and welcome to another pick a card video. In this video we are going to do chakra checks. We are going to look at what chakra is causing you the most issues right now and how it can be fixed. What chakra do you need to be working on? Keep in mind these are collective readings. They are not personal, so they may not resonate with everyone. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you would like a personal reading with me, there is a link in the description below to my Etsy shop where you can purchase a reading. I would love to do a reading for you guys if you are interested in that. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new, then welcome back. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Mystical Essence. I am a tarot card reader, intuitive oracle card reader. I'm also an astrologer and a spiritual mentor. So my purpose, my mission in this life is to help empower you all in your spiritual development. I like to give you guys tips, tricks, tools, and insight that you can use to help reach your highest potential on your path in this lifetime. I try to keep everything diverse so it resonates with everybody. I don't keep this kind of stuck to one path, spiritual path or another. I try to keep them diverse so that everyone can resonate with them. So if you are into tarot, if you are into astrology, or if you are into magic, please feel free to click that subscribe button below and give this channel a subscribe, because that is what we're all about here. And on that note, let's dive into these readings. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to pick one of the three piles. You're gonna have to excuse my nails, guys. I haven't had a chance to repaint them just yet. So we have pile 1, we have pile 2, and we have pile 3. So whichever pile is calling out to you, that is the pile you want to pay attention to. If more than one pile is calling out to you, then you might want to pay attention to both those readings, and the timestamps will be in the description below as well. Perfect. So let's get into this. So as per usual, all my cards are pre-shuffled, okay? This is because of how I shuffle. I shuffle until the cards fall out, and sometimes that can take a while, and instead of shuffling on screen and spending 5 minutes of you guys' time watching me shuffle, I pre-shuffle these so that we can get on with the messages a lot quicker and a lot easier, and I'm not wasting your guys' time being on here watching me. So on that note, let's jump into pile number 1. So we are using 3 decks today. 2 oracle card decks and a tarot card deck. So pile number 1's, you actually had 2 oracle cards come out for you. And the 2 cards that came out were guidance, support, love, sign, direction, and then communication, self-expression, exchange, sharing, and connection. And it's interesting because I got that you need to work on both of these, but both of these chakras are connecting and working as one. So we have the crown chakra coming up, and we also have the throat chakra, so violet and blue. So we have the crown chakra and the throat chakra, and these 2 chakras work together with you guys. In fact, I felt immediately when these cards were turned over that you guys have a energy of being able to channel or connect with different energies and spirits. Like literally you can channel messages from the divine and vocally communicate them out to other people. So I don't feel like you guys are like automatic writers. I feel like you guys are channelers of the divine. But right now these chakras are a little blocked, and there's definitely some things in these chakras that need to be cleared out. Or at least worked through. There is an issue with both of these chakras. So let's pull up the tarot cards to see what issues are coming up. So the first tarot card that we have coming up is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Oh my goodness, guys. So you guys are definitely powerful channelers. In fact, I feel like you guys pull in, like you don't just speak, like you guys channel to the point you literally embody these energies. Like you guys have the ability to open yourselves up to the point that other spirits can literally use your body, use your vessel in order to communicate with other people. However, with this Queen of Pentacles reversed, I get that you are not very open and receptive to that idea. You may be someone who's very blocked off, not very open, not very receptive. I keep hearing that you don't like the feeling. I feel like you guys have had this happen before, but it was not within your control. And that is a big thing with pentacles, is pentacles like to be in control of things. So sometimes when the Queen of Pentacles, it's not within her control, she can shut down, right? You like to know what is expected and how to control things, how to work with things. It's not even necessarily a control thing, it's a how do I work with this safely, right? Because I feel like you may have had an experience in the past where something, an entity or an energy of some kind has just kind of hijacked your body and it wasn't a pleasant experience. So now you've kind of shut down, you've become a lot more protective of your energy, you don't open yourself up, and as a result it's causing some blockages in your ability to connect. Okay, so now I feel like you guys are finding that it's really difficult to connect to any type of spirits and to have conversations with them, and the reason why is because you've cut yourself off because of this ability. Okay, this definitely, yeah, the Five of Swords is coming up, so this has definitely been something you've battled with. I don't feel like you guys have had a good experience with this in the past, and this is why you've kind of blocked this out or kind of repressed this gift or ability. It's funny that this is a chakra reading, but this is pulling out spiritual gifts and abilities for you guys. But this has definitely been a battle. In fact, you may have channeled something that, when you inadvertently channel to something, because a lot of times mediums and people who can channel other spirits, we do so unconsciously. We don't, when we do it as children and we do it when we're younger, it's a natural thing. We don't necessarily have total control over it, right? And sometimes that can be a scary thing. And I feel like this has been something that's a challenge for you, right? To kind of keep under control and keep wraps. I feel like you guys you try to repress it, but I do feel like there's still hints too that come through. Like sometimes you'll feel something try to take control of your body, and you fight it off. You're like, no, 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 that's not happening. The next card that we have coming up is the Eight of Pentacles. So again, I see this as a repetitive thing for you guys, because this is such a natural ability for you, and such a powerful ability that not a lot of people, I'll be honest, not a lot of people can do. This makes you valuable to a lot of spiritual, and this attracts the attention of a lot of spiritual energies and entities, okay? And some of them may poke and prod at you and test the waters, so to speak, to see how open and receptive you are to different things. Okay, so I do feel like some energies have come in, some entities, some spirits of some sort, and kind of tested the waters in terms of this ability. But I do feel like at the end of the day, you fought them off and you shut them down. But I do feel like this is like a repetitive thing, and you may even find yourself wondering why. Like, why can't I connect with spirit the way I want to? Why does this keep happening? Why is there such a disconnect to that kind of thing? And that is why, is because you've kind of stopped, you've repressed that part of yourself. The Five of Wands is coming out, so this tells me the energies that are attracted to you, or that you may have channeled even in the past, are difficult. I get assertive, and they can come off as aggressive, but I don't feel like they have negative intentions, okay? So I don't feel like this is the past. I feel like this is the present. The energies that are wanting to work with you at present right now, that are trying to come through your crown chakra in order to communicate with the rest of the world, and use you as a communicator, are not malefic energies at all, but they may come off as very aggressive and assertive energies, which may make you kind of take you off guard and make you put your guard up, because you're like, I don't know if I can trust them, okay? But I do feel like they are trustworthy to a point. I don't feel any malefic intents coming off of them, but they do have this strong, powerful, assertive energy. And like I said, sometimes that can throw people a little off guard with things, okay? So the moon is coming up next. Oh my goodness. Because of their energies, this makes you uncertain, okay? You have this hesitancy of connecting with them, and that is why you have so much blockages in your throat chakra and your crown chakra, and you have so much issues connecting to spirit, is because you actively cut yourself off. This isn't anything that they're doing. This is you, because of your own uncertainty and your fears, okay? They really want to work with you. And with the Six of Pentacles coming up, this is a partnership. It is an equal, balanced, reciprocated partnership. It is a give and a take. They're not looking to dominate you. They're not looking to try and take control of you. Even though their energy can come off harsh, it's, you know, that very kind of, that's just who they are, right? Sometimes we can meet people who come off as really, really aggressive, and then when we get to know them, we understand that we see their heart of gold that's beneath that tough exterior, right? And I feel like that's the case with these energies that are coming through to try and connect with you. They want a partnership. It has to be, it's an equal give and take for them, okay? But you also have to be willing to give. It is time to let go of this fear, okay? Time to heal from the wounds. So I feel like what has happened is because in the past you have had certain things, two things that weren't really wanted, okay? And yes, there's energies out there that will do that. You've lumped every energy into the same category. So now you don't trust any energy. You don't trust any entity. You've run into a couple bad spirits in the past that have, you know, crossed the limits and boundaries with you. And now you're like throwing all of them into the same pile. Don't do that. It is time to heal from this and time to understand that they're not all the same. Okay. And you will understand this through working with the energies that are coming forward for you now. But it is your fear and your hurt that is actually keeping you from connecting, from unblocking those chakras, okay? So when you're asking for guidance and you're not getting any, it's because you are not receptive to connect to that energy, okay? They're communicating with you or trying to, but you're not receptive to hearing it. You're not receptive to receiving it, okay? You are here for a purpose. I feel like your purpose is to channel the divine to give messages to humanity, okay? I think this goes a lot bigger than just you. You have the ability to channel beings, whether these be, I don't want to say extraterrestrials, but for lack of better terms, whether they be deities, spirit guides, angels, ETs, whatever, you have the ability to channel these beings, and they have messages for you. They have messages for the rest of humanity, but those messages can't come through. And as a result, your chakras are getting blocked because you're not open and receptive to these because of your own fear. You need to work on that fear and work on releasing it. They can take you to other places, okay? I am seeing waves here, like a portal through this Four of Wands here. These beings you're stuck right now, okay? You're stuck on one side and you have the potential to go through to another more evolutionized state, but you need to have the courage to walk through that doorway first. You have to have the courage to take that first step. And in order to do that, that means healing from this trauma, right? And being willing to step into the unknown. Okay. But there is new knowledge and there is new wisdom that awaits you here. And I do feel like once you work with this fear, because this is mainly what's blocking these, once you can release this fear, this knowledge and this wisdom will start pouring through. Okay. We have the Three of Pentacles coming up. You can build great things. You can help people in ways that you may not even be aware of right now. But these beings want to work with you. They, like I said, they don't want to dominate you. They aren't like other spirits or energies that you've come in contact with in the past. They don't want to. I feel like, too, if you say this is my limit to them, they will respect it. And if that's a one way to, when you have this ability, okay, to physically channel energies, you need to be really cautious before you let an energy enter you. You have to say, these are my limits, and make sure that they are willing to respect those, okay? Because if they are not willing to respect you, then they are not worth working with, okay? You don't want energies that are going to cross your boundaries and your limits, because that'll put you back into that terrified state, right? So test them, okay? Ask them questions, communicate with them. I'm not saying open yourself up, let all of this, let everything in, or let every being take control of your body. No, use discretion, but understand that not all of them are the same, right? There are actual beings here, energies, entities that are here to help. Okay, they don't have any malefic intent. Even though sometimes they come off as very aggressive, it is only because they are protectors, okay? I feel like the aggressive energy is because they're here to protect mankind. They're here to fight a battle. They are not here to play nice, so to speak, I guess you could say. Right? They're here for a purpose. People who naturally protect other people sometimes are the toughest people and the people nobody wants to get near, right? Because they have a very hardcore exterior. And I feel like with these spirits and these energies that are coming forward, that is the energy that they have as well. But they want you to trust them. And that's going to involve healing your wounds from the past first and removing those daggers, okay? And that's something that can be slowly built up over time. Like I said, talk to them, communicate with them, make sure that they're willing to respect your boundaries and limits too, and that they're willing to work with you just as much as you're willing to work with them. So I pulled a few oracle cards for advice overall. Okay, so the first oracle card we got is Sacred Lake. Rest becomes unwelcome after a day of work and dedication. The Welsh waters of Mount Snowdon anoint you with purification. Place a small sprig of lavender under your pillow for peace. I feel like this is something you might want to do even while you're sleeping. We're more receptive to pulling in energies, okay? So you might want to try sleeping with lavender under your pillow to kind of promote the peace and calm and the healing. Lavender is really good for healing as well. And while you sleep, okay, if you can't do this consciously. But I also feel like carrying lavender around with you, might also be, or lavender colored stone, or the color lavender also might be significant for you as well, in pulling in those calming kind of energies. The other card that came out was the Long Unnamed Path. But what if the path leads to something better than you felt? Just keep on the journey and the fears will soon melt. Carry carnelian for grounding and relief. So carnelian may also be another stone that is important or helpful for you when it comes to cultivating. Carnelian's really good for cultivating courage as well. So they want you to continue to walk your path. You have this gift for a reason, but you have to work on unclearing these chakras because they're blocking, and you also, when you get those higher chakras like blocked, you end up getting a lot of headaches and a lot of, you know, inability to kind of communicate, which you may find like you just can't think clearly, you can't connect to yourself, you feel disconnected all the time, and you have a hard time expressing yourself, your words, your thoughts, taking it from your mind and out, expressing it out, right? This is why. Because those blockages, those chakras are blocked, and they're blocked by fear at the moment. So work on clearing that fear out and healing that trauma of being able to channel these beings. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to do it, but working on taking that fear away and learn how to connect with these beings safely. Okay, there's lots of different ways to do that, but you guys have a powerful gift. Don't let it go to waste by continuing to kind of live in this fear. So that is what I got for you, pile ones. I hope that that resonated. Hello, pile twos. So if you are drawn to pile two, this is your reading. So let's jump in and see what's going on for you guys. So for pile twos, we have the honesty card coming up, and this has to do with the throat chakra. It is truth, transparency, sincerity, and communication. So what I'm getting from this is your throat chakra is very locked up, okay? You're having issues speaking your truth, and I feel like this is communicating your truth. And I don't feel like this is in a bad way. Like your truth is like not the truth, or, you know, how am I going to say this? The energy I'm getting coming through is that you're a very empathetic, empathetic person. So you have a very soft-spoken kind of gesture to you. Although you do have a very powerful voice and you do have this ability to speak powerfully to people, you do so with a compassion to you, and you do so with a gentleness to you. Like you aren't the type of person that people feel threatened to talk to, or they don't want to talk to because they love talking to you, right? But I also feel like when you talk, when it comes to sharing your opinions and to sharing your thoughts with other people, there's this hesitancy to open up and tell people what you really think, and to vocalize your own thoughts and your own opinions and your own ideas. So let's see what comes up to give us a little more insight into this. So the King of Cups is coming up next. This could be around communicating and expressing your emotions in particular, okay? I did mention empathic earlier, so you may be somebody who feels, who's very sensitive to other people's energies. I feel like this is... You gauge people before you talk to them, and then you base what you say upon their reactions and the energies you are picking up from them, which is very interesting. So you don't always speak your truth, because there are times where you like hesitate yourself back, and you're like, if I say this it's gonna really upset this person, and I don't want to upset this person, so I'm just gonna kind of hold my thoughts and opinions back, right? You automatically know, because you're able to pick up on their emotions and their energy. You're able to read them so well, you know how they're gonna react before you say something. So you tailor your words and what you say to adapt to their feelings, their thoughts, their emotions, their needs. It doesn't really matter what you want, what you think, what you need. You adapt it to them. I feel like this is something you picked up, though. This is a trait that you learned. This isn't something you naturally do. It's something that you've learned to do. Yeah. With the Page of Pentacles coming up reversed. So this could be something you've learned to do as a child, as a coping mechanism, pardon me, where you grew up with a really sensitive parent. With the King of Cups here and then the Page of Pentacles, you're being empathic may have been an ability that's been passed down through generations in your family. So you may come from a long line of empaths, but I feel like your parents didn't necessarily know how to deal with that. They didn't have necessarily a lot of control over it, so to speak. And so they got overwhelmed. I feel this energy of, getting very, very overwhelmed and trying to control it to the best of their ability. But I mean, there were points in time where they would just lash out maybe at things you said or things you did, because they didn't really know how to express themselves, right? They were picking up on everybody else's emotions and not really knowing that these weren't their own emotions. And empaths, that's a big thing. Like, they have a hard time sometimes distinguishing what is theirs and what isn't, right? And I feel like in the murky waters of things, they kind of, everything got kerfuddled with them and everything got mixed in, and they weren't aware that these weren't their own emotions. So the only thing they were aware of is what they were feeling, right? So when they got emotionally overwhelmed, even when it wasn't their own emotions, whether it was their own emotions or not, and you said something, they got mad, right? And they were like, so you kind of learn to kind of pull back, engage what you said based upon how you knew they were going to react. And this is something that you continue to do to this day to keep people happy and satisfied and more often comfortable. I feel like the King of Cups is more about keeping people comfortable and making them feel emotionally comfortable, right? So you were very much that child who, you would say things practically. I feel like with the Page of Pentacles, you say things as they are, like very realistic speaking, right? And sometimes facts weren't the reality. I'm not going to say facts. The reality of what you were saying was not what people wanted to hear, right? So you had to kind of learn to tone that back. And as a result, this is blocking your throat chakra now because you aren't being authentic to who you are. You aren't speaking your truth. You're being honest with people to a degree, but not being 100% honest, right? There's telling people what they want to hear or giving them parts of the story, but not being 100% out there. And this is definitely throwing things off balance. So this is definitely something that needs to be rebalanced and needs to be dealt with. We have the Justice card coming up because it's preventing your own growth and development, okay? You have a lot of compassion for other people, okay? I see that with the Justice card coming up, but that's Libra energy, and Libras are very compassionate and very open to what other people think. The problem is that it's just as important what you think as well. It's not just about what other people think, right? You put a lot of importance in keeping other people happy and calm and cool and collective and, comfortable, that you put your own self out in a lot of ways. You're willing to make yourself uncomfortable in order to make other people comfortable. You're willing to not say things in order to keep other people happy. And this is where the balance comes in, is this Justice card wants you to understand that your opinions are just as valuable as other people's, okay? You have every right to express your own opinions just as much as they have every right to express theirs. And just because you have differing opinions and differing thoughts and differing ideas does not mean that you can't work well together, does not mean that you can't coexist together. In fact, it's interesting because Libra is the scales, right? These people may have opposite opinions of you, but you need the contrast in order to find the middle ground, in order to find that sweet spot, right? You may not, have a lot of knowledge in certain things, and another person has the knowledge that you're missing in order to balance those scales out, or vice versa. You may have a lot of knowledge that they don't, and they need your knowledge to balance those scales out. But when you don't say what it is because you're worried of their reaction, you hold back that knowledge, which in turns tips those scales, right? You're the empress, but you don't feel like the empress. Okay. This is your growth and your development and becoming who you, empowering yourself as a being. Okay. Your divine feminine really wants to be heard right now, I feel like, as well, and she is not being heard. Okay. I feel like the divine feminine is, the empress is coming out because nurturing other people is more of a feminine thing. Okay. Caring about other people's emotions is more of a feminine thing. And I feel like you're preventing yourself from stepping into that full feminine energy or a solid balanced energy because you're overdoing it. But I also get this is your personal growth and development too, of stepping into that full feminine energy. You're not going to be able to step into that energy, and you're not going to be able to grow and develop the way that you were meant to if you keep holding your knowledge, your thoughts, and your truth back from people. Okay, you need to start speaking your truth. The Six of Wands is coming out. There's some self-esteem issues here as well. Confidence. Okay. And I feel this confidence is partially contributing to all of this too. Work on your self-esteem. Okay. You need to understand these cards are coming out saying what you have is just as valuable as everybody else. Okay. But when you hold that back, you also hold back the value that you have to offer the world. Okay. We all were born with a light to shine into the world. Okay. We were all born with knowledge. We were all born with things that we can give to the world. Even the experiences that we've gone through is knowledge and wisdom and insight and light that we can shine into the world. We're all born with this. We all develop this as well along the way of our path. But when we don't shine that into the world, we don't fulfill what we came here to do, right? And that prevents us from being successful in this life as well. You have a story to tell. You have your own wisdom. You have your own knowledge. You have to start finding the confidence to share that, because what you have inside, other people might need. Okay? They might be like, oh my God, I never thought of that. It's time to let go of the pain, the disappointment, okay? You need to stop worrying about disappointing other people. This needs to come to an end, okay? You're not disappointing other people by speaking your truth. If your truth does not resonate with other people, I think that you just have to come to an acceptance of that, okay? Embrace that there's going to be differences, but just because they don't accept your truth, it does not mean that they don't accept you. I think there's a confusion there that your inner child has got confused, where it's like, well, if they don't accept me, then they don't accept they don't accept the words I'm saying. They can't accept me, and how can they accept me if they don't accept what I'm saying? Stop taking this so personally as well. Stop trying to focus on the, making everybody happy, because it's impossible to make everyone happy. No matter how much you speak, there is always going to be one person, two people, 5, 10, 1,000 people who disagree with what you say. And that is okay. Okay? You can be an example of acceptance, of love, of understanding, by saying, okay, you're different. Your thoughts are different. You may not accept my truth, and that's okay. I'm still going to accept the fact that you don't accept it. I'm going to be okay with that. The Judgment card, as I talk about acceptance. Okay? You need to start accepting not just what other people have to say and accepting their opinions, and but accepting yourself as well. Accepting your own value, accepting your own worth, accepting the importance of the things that you need to say. Okay? And this isn't easy by any means, okay? But the other thing that's coming through is the judgments of other people. You have to start letting that go. Okay, like I said, you're never going to be able to please everybody. There's always going to be somebody who places a negative judgment on you. Okay, I could say the simplest things, and I've had this, I speak from experience because I've had this happen to me, where you say the simplest thing and with the best intentions, and somebody comes up and makes it into something it's not, and turns it into something negative, right? You could say the sky is blue and somehow somebody will make that, there's just people out there that are just looking to bring people down or disagree with people or cause arguments and fights, right? You have to let that go. Let other people's judgments go, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. It's a few moments of your interaction with them, and then they move on with their lives, you move on with yours, right? But you are the one who has to live with your thoughts and your truths and your opinions and your feelings, right? When you don't express them, you have to live with that knowledge that you don't talk about them. You feel all this stuff, you know all this stuff, but you don't share it, right? You're the one who has to live with you at the end of the day. The Ace of Pentacles, it's time to start from the here and now. I feel like what has happened in the past, being around people, it's time to start fresh and new. It's time to do, so one thing that may help you to clear the air, so to speak, is do a releasing ritual. So whoever this King of Cups person was that you felt you couldn't, forgive them. Okay, I keep hearing forgive. Write a letter to them, or even write a letter to your younger self, to your inner child, saying, expressing, this is how you felt, I understand, I empathize with you, I'm sorry I didn't do this, but I'm doing this now, right? You can write a letter to this person expressing exactly your thoughts and your opinions of them as well. Write letters to whoever you feel you need to write letters to, whether it be different past selves or people in your past that you feel have hurt you or suppressed you or prevented you from speaking your truth. Write exactly what you want to say to them and burn the motherfucker. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Let it go. Okay? Tear it up. Burn it. Do whatever you need to do with it to make you feel better, and start again. Let it go. Release it. Start over. Start fresh. Okay? It's time to step into your power. You have been holding your power, hiding your power for far, far too long. Okay? You don't feel like you have anything of worth, value to share with people. I'm telling you, you are magic. Your words are magic. Your words can inspire people. You are a powerful leader. You just need to kind of step into that. People want to hear what you have to say. Okay? And there are people out there that it'll resonate with, but you have to let go of all of these things first, and say what you need to say to the people that you, and this may need to be a regular thing as well, for people who cast judgments on you. Write a letter to them and say, like, this made me feel this way. Say the things that you can't necessarily say. Speak the truth that you can't necessarily speak, and then burn it. Okay? Release it. Let it go. So the advice that we have for you guys is wild wisdom. Spirits bless you with their presence when you accept your true power. Unleash your creative heart here, now, in this hour. Meditate with vanadinite, I can't even pronounce that, crystal, for powerful focus and playful creativity. So if you can see that crystal, you might want to Google that and see what it looks like, and meditate with that, because that might be a crystal that helps you. Okay, you need to step into your true power. Okay, and speak your words of wisdom. Share your wisdom with the world. The other advice coming up is Man and Heather. What I've learned as a traveler is to open every door, to kiss the sun every morning, and fall in love with the summers more. Meditate with the lepidolite for serenity and compassion. Lepidolite is also an amazing stone for letting go of traumas and hurt and healing. Okay, so lepidolite is another stone that you may find helpful for you to look into. So you have an amazing ability. You are wise beyond your years, it seems like, and what you have to say the world needs to hear, but you have to have the courage to speak it out, okay? And let go of all these worries about what other people are gonna think. It is not up to you to worry about how other people are going to take it. You are the communicator. You need to share what your message with the world. How others take it is on them, not on you. Okay? Never be afraid to speak your truth. It will resonate with those who it is meant to resonate with. And for those who it's not, that's okay too, because maybe they're just not at that point in their journey where they need to hear it. Okay? So that pile twos is your reading. Hopefully that helps. Hello, pile threes. So this is your reading if you were drawn to pile number threes. So let's jump into this. Your card is desires, goals, passions, craving, and fulfillment. So this has to do with the sacral chakra, the second chakra. So this has to do with the sacral chakra is your creative center. It is where all your sexual desires come from, your sexual pleasures. It's also the point of creativity in your body because it literally sits right over the womb area in women, which the womb is where all creation happens and stems from. So there is definitely a block or an issue within your sacral chakra at the moment that needs to be looked at if you guys were drawn to pile number threes. So let's dig a little deeper into this, shall we, and see what is coming up. There is definitely conflict when it comes to expressing your desires with other people. And it's interesting because the energy that is coming through is like, I keep hearing taboo. So I do feel like this is possibly connected to sexuality, and maybe enjoying things that aren't necessarily the standard thing. You know what I mean? So they keep saying, I keep hearing vanilla. So enjoying things that aren't necessarily the standard practice or well accepted by society, things that are viewed as taboo or, risque, I want to say, or, outside of the box, outside of what society deems as normal. You have a lot of creativity kind of flowing in this area, but you keep it bottled up because it's around things, like I said, that could cause a lot of conflict if expressed, or you feel like they could cause a lot of conflict if expressed, because they are more taboo kind of subjects. I feel like you are definitely not your normal, typical person when it comes to sexuality or even expressing your creativity. Now that could come through in art as well. I am seeing like art pieces where you guys maybe paint nude portraits or darker natured stuff, even things like vampires or gothic art that depicts things that again aren't as acceptable by society, right? And as a result, it's hard for you to express your creativity because it is frowned upon by a lot of people. Like the things that you like to express when it creatively or sexually are things that are frowned upon by society. So you tend to kind of struggle with expressing them and struggle with showing them because you're like, if I do, it's going to cause an uproar. It's going to cause people to come out in flames. So the Lover's card is coming up. This could be I was feeling sexuality in a lot of this, and I feel like this could have a huge impact on your relationships too, because there's almost like two sides to you. There's this side that's really that you portray as a socially acceptable side, the very, for lack of better terms, vanilla side, right? The very pure and innocent side, and then there's this devilish side to you. Then there's this a person that's kind of tucked away in the background that has all these taboo desires. And it's really hard for you to connect with people because of that, right? Oftentimes you connect, you show them this pure, innocent kind of idea of you, and you tuck this other piece of part of you away. So when you get into relationships with people, not all of your desires are out there, not all of you is fulfilled, because this part of you gets neglected. The risk, the taboo or kinkier side of you, for lack of better words, gets neglected, right? And this is a struggle that I feel like a lot of people struggle with when it comes to, you know, getting involved in the things that aren't necessarily acceptable by society, right? And I feel like even if this is coming out in terms of creativity, where you're creating something, whether that be art pieces, if you're an artist or something like that, again, you tend to portray things that are acceptable, while the other side of you kind of gets neglected and goes left unacknowledged. And this is to keep from an uproar occurring. We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups coming up, guys. Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's definitely some challenges in this whole situation. Like, you're different. End of line. You know you're different. But at the same point in time, you want to be accepted by people, and that is the struggle, right? How do I fulfill this inner longing of me, or this inner desire I have, while still being socially acceptable to people? And as a result, you tend to tuck, the only way you know how to deal with that is to tuck this side of you away so that nobody sees it. But as a result, you miss that side of you, right? And I feel like you get this feeling of being lost because you aren't fully connected to yourself. Okay. And a lot of times, too, with this connecting to the Lovers card, because you aren't fully satisfied in relationships, because you're not showing all aspects of you, this could lead to a lot of breakups in relationships as well. And a lot of, endings, painful endings, because you don't allow yourself to be seen. Okay. I feel like this is mostly relationships. So I'm going to leave the creative part aside. I feel like this is more relationship oriented. So you guys kind of struggle with that, and relationships get broken up over it. You lose partners over it because you're not authentic to who you are. Okay? Um Again, they break up because you're not completely fulfilled. Which is a shame, because you do put a lot of work into your relationships with people. You're a very devoted person. But in order to make your relationships more fulfilling, you need to embrace all of you. You need to find a way to express these desires that you have. Um, I feel like a lot of these, it can be disappointing too when your relationships end. It can be highly disappointing because of all the work that you put into it, because you are such a devoted person, and because you do value things, and you value people, right? But you do not feel whole and complete. So we have the World card coming up. So when you're not expressing this side of yourself, you don't feel whole and complete in and of itself. Like, you're always walking around feeling like something is missing, and it's causing an imbalance in your sacral chakra. This could be even affecting your sex drive and your ability to connect with other people, right? even attracting other partners because you aren't being authentic. So what's happening is because you're showing certain parts of yourself and not others, is you're attracting people who are attracted to this side of you but may not be attracted to this side of you. And then it doesn't end up working because they're only attracted to one half of you. Okay? They don't see the whole you. So how can they learn to love and figure out if they're attracted to you or not when you don't let them see the whole you? You need to start letting people see all sides of you. Okay? And I know that that is hard, but you will feel more complete because what's happening now is you're attracting relationships to you that are only fulfilling half of your desires, that are only making you feel half complete. Okay? We have the High Priestess coming up reversed as well. Again, that sense of completeness, that sense of wholeness, right? There is a duality in you, and you need to embrace that duality. We all have dualities in different ways, and it's all expressed in different ways. We all have dark sides, we all have light sides, and we all express those in very different ways, and that is okay. Okay? But when you hide that or you neglect that part of yourself, a lot of times we, like I said, walk around feeling like part of us is missing. And we go searching for sometimes that to be filled in the wrong way. We go searching for things that will fill that void, even if they aren't the things that we desire, right? And that's how we get into addictions and a lot of things like that too. Trying to find and fill holes that we just don't know how to fill. The Six of Cups reversed. You really need to start expressing these desires, okay? You need to let go of this complacency that you have to kind of fit in with the world, okay? If people can't accept you for who you are, complete and of yourself, then they can't truly love you, okay? Nobody can truly love you unless they see all parts of you, because again, nobody understands you. If somebody comes up to you and you guys build a relationship together and they're only seeing one half of you because that is all you allow them to see, then that falls on you when, they see another part of you and say, I can't deal with this, right? Because you're not being open and honest with them. You're not showing them everything that they're getting and, being transparent with them. I also feel like don't be surprised when you start stepping into your power. You need to let go of this fear of losing people by showing who you are. Because yes, you may lose people. I'm not going to lie. There could be friendships that end. There could be lots of things that end. The Eight of Cups comes out next, yeah. You have to overcome this fear of losing people. Let these people walk away, okay? When you show this side, if people can't handle it and they walk away, let them walk away. Why? Because they cannot accept you for who you are. And if they can't accept you for who you are, then why are they in your life at all? Right? Do you want people in your life that love and accept you as for who you are in all aspects? Or do you want people in your life that love and accept an idea or an image or thought of you? That's what it comes down to. Do you want people who love the real you, or do you want people who love who they think is you? Let them go. Don't be afraid to let these people walk away if they walk away, because you are heading on to bigger and better things, okay? I also see you have to stop fighting to keep people around, okay? I do feel like some people have seen the side and have walked away, and when they walked away, you fought to keep them around. Why? Why are you doing this? Well, why do you want to keep people around who can't embrace you and love you for the beautiful whole being that you are, taboos and all? Okay? You are a beautiful being in and of yourself. Amazing being. But these people can't see that. But you're like, don't go, I'm gonna fight. This card reverse is saying stop doing that. Stop fighting for it. Because these people, in the long run, aren't going to ever embrace you for who you are. Okay? They might later on. They might never, and that's okay. But they have a choice, you have a choice. You just need to be you. That's really all you need to be. The King of Wands is coming up. You need to be you. Step into your power, okay? You are a divine being. You were created the way you were created, with the desires you have for a reason and for a purpose. And there is powerful energy. Sexual energy is one of the most powerful and potent energies you can utilize in this world. I'm not going to lie. And it's powerful to be able to express that energy. It's powerful to be able to connect with people who share that same energy. That's the thing. When you start clearing all these other people out, you're going to attract people who do share the same things as you. You're going to make room for people to come in who do have and accept you for who you are, who may have similar taboos, who may enjoy similar things as you. And this is going to make your life a lot easier, okay? Because these challenges, they're just going to fade off. Everything's naturally going to fall into place for you, okay? You'll be surrounded by a group of people that accept you for who you are, and this is going to make connecting with people a lot easier. Whether this is in individuals, like one-on-one relationships, or whether this is as a group and connecting with friends. You need your tribe, because I feel like right now you feel very alone because you don't have people around you that understand who you are completely or embrace you for who you are completely. So let these people go. Start showing who you are, right? It takes courage to step out of that closet and expose that side of yourself. But you don't necessarily have to expose it right away. And in certain ways, there's ways to do this, okay? So one, you can start a blog, or, go into social media or chat sites that are under screen names where you don't have to disclose your identity, where you can meet people like this and have your fantasies and do your taboo stuff and not have anybody actually know your real name and know your real identity until you're comfortable enough to come out and say it. Okay, it takes time to build up confidence and courage to actually step out of that closet and tell people. I get that. But in the meantime, there is ways to express this without people knowing who you are, right? You can write about things. If you're, like I said, felt like some of you came out in expressions of creativity, right? This could be writing erotica or painting or stuff. You could do it anonymously. Post it on blogs, post it, start a blog where you write erotica, or do whatever you do, or post your paintings and do stuff under, like I said, anonymous screen names where nobody really knows who you are, but you still get to tap into and express that part of yourself. And then when you feel comfortable with that, as you build into that comfortability, then come out, then start showing it to other people. And, expect to have people walk away, but know that the people that are walking away are the people who cannot love you in your entirety anyways. And they are not people that you really want in your life, because, again, you want people in your life that who are going to love the authentic you, or who are going to love you for who they want you to be in an idealized you. Like, that's what it comes down to. So here's your advice. We have the Sacred Lakes card coming out. Rest becomes welcome after a day of work and dedication. The Welsh waters of Mount Snowdon anoint you with purification. Place a small sprig of lavender under your pillow at night. So lavender helps to relax you, okay? If you're somebody who gets really stressed and out by expressing yourself and expressing your creativity and expressing your sexual desires, if this is something that causes you a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, carrying something around like lavender under your pillow will help, or even lavender in general will help to bring some peace to things and some relaxation to things, okay? We also have the Midnight Sky. So the Midnight Sky says, whenever the darkness becomes too hard to bear, call on St. Bridget to hold you in stillness and care. Carry Chrysocolla, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, for wisdom and deep compassion. So being compassionate with yourself, okay? And the wisdom, I feel like, is understanding and knowing that not everybody is meant to be in your life. Understanding who to fight for and who not, who to keep and who to let go. And having compassion for yourself, having love for yourself in your whole entirety. Okay, sometimes we can shove parts of ourselves into the darkness because we think that it's too much for people. It's just too much, right? Bridget is the goddess of creativity. She's the goddess of poetry. And I kept bringing up writing and art. She's a goddess of art. Well, not necessarily art, but poetry. Poetry is an art. And creativity in general. She also has to do with craftsmithing as well. So she is also another goddess that she's also a goddess of fire. Fire connects to the sacral chakra. So she is someone who you can connect to that may be able to help you pull through this energy as well if you work with deities. The other card that came out was the Two of Cups. So it says, the heart you hold is pure and deep. Be sure of the company you carry and keep. Meditate on the Two of Cups tarot card. A potential new partnership lies ahead. So this is something you can do to draw the people in with the same beliefs, the same interests as you. If you're looking to form a community and a support system and for people to connect with, meditating with the Two of Cups is going to be a great help for you, or even carrying that card around and tapping into that energy, okay? Because this is saying your heart is pure. You're pure being. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to find the company that's going to support you. You need to find people around that are going to value you in your entirety, who are going to support you and who are going to hold you up, okay? So, carrying around the Two of Cups can also help with drawing in that energy, drawing in the energy of people who will see your heart, your soul, your entirety, and who will connect with you and support you in that way. So that is your reading for pile 3s. I hope that this resonates with you and that this was helpful. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you found your readings resonated with you, please feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. If there is any way that I can improve these readings, let me know. I love feedback of any kind, constructive criticism, positive feedback, negative feedback. As long as you're not like being rude about things, I can take anything. The other thing is if you guys have any ideas or topics that you would like me, or any type of readings that you would like me to do pick a card readings on, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. And yeah, let me know. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys all in the next reading. Bye for now, guys.